Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. If you don't know me, my name is Katy. I have renovated a property in the UK. I've been renovating for 2 years now and we've nearly almost finished. I've been sharing my tips and tricks and journey online with you guys. And a lot of you have took interest in the kitchen and how that panned out. So I thought I'd do a big video just explaining everything about the kitchen. Originally we got quoted £12,000 and we got that down to £4,000, so I'm going to share with you guys how we did that and how you can do that if you are getting a Howden's kitchen. I've got a book here, I wrote everything down. I've gone back through all my billing history. I've got everything I needed to know, so this video should be filled with loads of information for people who are getting new kitchens and want to explore it with Howden's. Before we went to Howden's, I did look around. I went to IKEA, I went to Magnet, I think, B&Q. Value for money Howden's was the best price at the time. Bearing in mind this was spring 2024, so that was the best price for us at the time. We found also with IKEA and like B&Q, a lot of the kitchen comes flat pack, where with Howden's it's actually already built, just slots in by whoever is doing your kitchen. Also with Howden's, I'm not sure if you can get this elsewhere, but I know with Howden's, if you have a tradesman who's fitting your kitchen, or your husband's a tradesman themselves, you actually get tradesman discount. That is another thing we liked about picking Howden's at the time. When we got to the design room, we obviously started off with the big quote and then we worked our way down through everything, and I'm going to tell you now through this big book of how I did that. First off, there is 3 kitchen design styles you can pick when you go to Howden's. First, low budget kitchen doors, and you can literally get everything on the Allendale. You can get your shaker in all different colours and different textures, like grain or smooth. You can get your gloss in all different colours, and you can get your basic slab door that looks quite industrial. Then you've got your mid-range, which is also with shakers, high gloss and the industrial slab, but obviously as they go up and up and up, more colours and textures and things are available. And then from your mid-range, you've also got your luxury kitchens, which go into oak, which go into borders around your kitchen, etc, etc. You could literally go on and pay thousands for the kitchen. I actually think the shaker style in the luxury kitchen and the shaker style in the budget kitchen, there's no difference. So obviously me and Sam went for the budget kitchen. I think we went for the Allendale in sage green, which I'll show you here. There was 2 different types in the budget kitchens. There was a grain and like a smooth shaker. And obviously the lady advised that the grain, it does look more expensive, and when you put door to door, the grain does look a lot more expensive. So once we chose the Allendale and it was on the screen, she put everything on the screen, and obviously that cost then was dropped from £12,000 I think roughly to about £8,000. So we'd already dropped £4,000 by picking the budget kitchen, which I think looks exactly the same as the high-tech, high-priced kitchen. So yeah, we'd saved £4,000 in that way. So obviously at first she put an oak worktop on the kitchen, because most farmhouse shaker kitchens have nice oak worktops. The problem is with the oak worktops, they was very expensive. So Howden's actually do a style that looks oak but isn't. It's just a base of it. I think it's a base of MDF. So I'll show you a picture of the oak and then I'll show you a picture of what we took, and I think ours is actually really nice. That obviously knocked another £2,000 off, so we was already down to £6,000 just from choosing different worktops and different cabinets that literally look the same as the more expensive ones. Obviously I don't know how durable these are. They say they last 10 years, but obviously I know oak's quite long lasting. We've had ours now for 2 years and not seeing much wear and tear. I'm always putting hot things on it, I know you shouldn't. Cups, Ribena, and everything's wipeable. So we went down from 12 to £6,000. That's almost half of the budget just by choosing a different collection, kitchen collection. And you can ask them to see all the kitchen collections, they will show you and they'll tell you the price difference, which is really good. So we was on £6,000, but we really wanted to get this down to about 4 or 4.5. So within the kitchen, you obviously pick everything. You pick your doorknobs, you pick your fridge, you pick your washing machine, you pick your hob, your extractor, everything. So from that, we decided, I think she quoted us nearly £1,000 for a new washer and dishwasher that was integrated. And for the long run, yes, this does look really nicer and hides your kitchen a lot better, having doors and all your messes away. But when your appliances are integrated, you can't take them to your next property. You have to leave them here, which if you've been following us, you know we're due to move in the next 2 years. So we decided we're not going to integrate, and we're going to keep the washing machine and dishwasher we've already got. And the dishwasher was given to us by Sam's mum and dad, and the washing machine was already here in the previous owners, so I just cleaned that up, and we're just keeping them for now. And then the next house we go to, which probably, fingers crossed, will be our forever home, we'll get brand new appliances for that home. And the way our kitchen plans out, which I am going to show you at the end of this video, the way our kitchen plans out, it's a galley kitchen, and the appliances are at the very bottom of the kitchen, so you can't actually see, unless you go in the kitchen, you can't actually see the appliances from like the hall. So to cut the costs, I was happy to keep the old appliances and keep them showing. Obviously there's things you can do as well to hide them. You can put like fabric across from them, especially if you're having a farmhouse shaker style kitchen. I think that really works well. I'll just show you an example here. That's what I wanted to do. I've not yet got round to it. Then we went on to the fridge freezer, and when I show you and take you downstairs and show you a tour, you'll understand. Because of the galley kitchen, the fridge and freezer is right at the bottom near the window. So because we was having visible washer machine and dishwasher, I didn't want just an old visible white fridge, because I feel like we would be paying around about £4,000 for this new kitchen, and it wouldn't really look new because we've got just a fridge shoved in the corner, and it kind of blocks the window as well. So we decided to actually get an integrated fridge freezer, long-standing one, 70/30, and hide that behind a big long sage green shaker cupboard. And I'm glad we did that and paid a little bit more money, because it makes all the difference to the kitchen. And we're trying to, you know, find a balance between what we can afford, but obviously not going too cheap, where we want to attract buyers and we want it to be nice and livable for us as well while we're here. So we decided to go with the integrated fridge freezer, and I'm really happy that we did that, because when I take you down later on in this video, you'll understand what I mean. Like, it makes it look a little bit more luxury. The fridge was also Sam's mum and dad's old fridge, and the suction of the door was like coming loose. So although we can't take the fridge with us when we move, we was in need of a new fridge, and it does make the kitchen, so I was happy to pay a little bit more for that. So the oven and hob and the extractor, so the hob that she put on our digital screen was the old ones with like the knobs and then the brass ring that gas actually comes out of them. She put that on the screen, and I was like, it just makes the kitchen look a little bit dated. We're paying all this money for this kitchen, and then we've got the old knobs with the gas rings, the iron trays that you put the pans on. I just was like, So their hob was quoted at, I think it was £75 just for that basic hob. What is good about Howdens is you can actually go elsewhere and buy your own appliances for your kitchen. They don't make you buy their stuff. So I decided with a few of the things that I would take their quotes and go elsewhere and see if I could get better. I wasn't just happy to be like, yeah, I'll take that right there. So I decided to have a look on all clearance on all of the sites, come across this hob on IKEA, This hob was £70 and it's touchscreen, it's got no gas rings, it's electric, which is good because I don't really like gas in the house, especially with the babies. And this was £70, so we could have had that, which dated the kitchen a little bit and took away the luxury of the kitchen, and we changed it to this hob for the same price. Actually it was £5 less. And the difference, when I show you downstairs, the difference in that hob for what it could have been is absolutely massive, and we've saved £5. So I'm really happy that I went elsewhere. I also did this with the oven. The oven we was quoted like £250, just for your basic standard box silver oven, which was this. So then I also decided to look elsewhere, and I went in the IKEA clearance section again. This time I went in person. I don't know if you know, but IKEA have at the end of the shop, just before you go the tills, in the one in where we live, I don't know if it's nationally, but they have like a clearance section where people have bought something and then didn't want it to send it back. Most of the stuff hasn't even been used, they just didn't want it. Anyway, I found this oven and it was £120, down from £650 or 500 to £650 it was. And this oven is like top of the range. It does everything, it even has a section to steam clean itself. It's a steam self-sterilizing oven. It also steams vegetables and things like that, which I didn't even know an oven could do that. It's got all different settings that I'm still trying to get my head around 2 years later. But yeah, we would never be able to afford this oven ever. So the reason that I got it for £120 and it was supposed to be £500–600, and Howdens I think was quoting me £200 or £250 for just your standard bog oven. And the oven actually looks really nice in the kitchen because it's quite like, it's got the big bulky knobs, which is quite farmhouse and shaker back style. So I was really happy with that bargain, which also knocked the price off again. And we went on to taps. The taps we were quoted, god, they range ridiculous. They start from like £80 all the way up, and they can go up and up and up and up and up. I wanted the specific like brass tap because I wanted the butler's sink as well. I think the cheapest tap at the time was about £85, was this. So I went on Amazon and I found one, I think, for around £30. So I also cut costs that way. The extractor we was quoted, I think, £100. I went and found one in B&Q for £70 that was exactly the same as the one that Howdens was quoting us. So with appliances, I cut a lot of costs, hundreds of pounds, just by looking elsewhere, not jumping straight at the one that Howdens offered you. Little things like the cutlery tray, it was £12 at Howdens, I got it on £6 at Amazon. All the handles and nozzles, you can get on Amazon a lot cheaper than Howdens. But the cost, I just think, get your standard cabinets and your worktop and try and get all your appliances from elsewhere. The only thing we did go with Howdens was the sink. We couldn't find a butler's sink, the one of the quality at Howdens for the price elsewhere, so we did go with the butler's sink from Howdens, which I'm happy with. And yeah, so altogether we was firstly quoted £2,200, and I managed to get that down to £4,360 and 96 pence, because of just going with the budget kitchen, luxury but on the budget end, going elsewhere for your appliances and your handles and your taps and your sinks. I find that cut costs, and the worktops as well. Like, you don't need to go with the dearest worktops, you can go with the cheaper ones that also look like oak. I know they do, instead of quartz, they do one that looks like quartz, and my mum's got that, and she got that from Howdens 7 years ago, and that is like pristine still. And she's got no knife marks, no stains on it or anything like that. So that's my tips, tricks on how to cut costs on a Howdens kitchen. I'm going to take you down now and just show you the kitchen and everything we've paid for. So yeah, 4,300, and this is our kitchen. So this is the kitchen. Please be aware that it's 2 years old and obviously it needs a good clean. So these are the kitchen worktops I was on about, that I think look really good quality. I mean, unless she was like really looking at them, you can't really tell that they're not proper oak, I don't think. Then you've got my butler sink and my tap from Amazon. And then these are the cupboards, which inside obviously are a different colour. If you wanted them the same colour, you have to go dearer. But honestly, who looks in your cupboards? Let's be honest. And then I don't know if you can see, it's very hard to tell. There, it's like a grain, so it looks more expensive than your average worktop. There's our big cupboard as well. This is where the fridge was, so I'm so happy that we went with an integrated, and then we've got a little larder as well. So happy that we went with the integrated, because it would have made a difference, obviously, as you can see. There. This is the hob I was on about from IKEA, which is touchscreen, and would have made, it obviously makes so much difference than the old gas ring. And then my beautiful oven, which I love and still don't understand. Yeah, so that is my kitchen tips, tricks on a budget. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you probably next time on my weekly vlogs. Bye.